Hello, it's Jackie and I'm back with another share. This is more of a writing journal, although I did get a little bit carried away with the decoration, but there's quite a lot you could take out. So this is 8.5 by 5 3/4. This is Constance. This image is, I think, from Mrs. Cog, one of my favourites, Mrs. Cog. We've got a little bit of ruffle on the front here, some old tatting, and I've got some lace down the spine. And this is a sort of tapestry type fabric. I've used eyelets to hold it shut. And some of this cream chiffon ribbon. Okay, on the inside, there's also fabric, and it's a brown batik type cotton. There we go, just trying to make sure I stay in frame. It's a bit difficult at the moment. There we go. So I've used papers from My Porch Prints in this one, quite a bit. This is scrapbook paper, but this is My Porch Prints. So there's a little charm here and a bit of lace. So there's a little simple tag in the front there, just for a bit of extra decoration. And inside this front cover, I've got a pocket, a double pocket really, with a couple of, these are backed onto tea-stained paper. This is from My Porch Prints, and a tiny little envelope here, which is decorated and has got a little card in there, if I can get it out. Little tiny postcard. So that just sits over there. And those Tim Holtz paper clips. And then in the back I've got a vintage page from a Good Housekeeping magazine. This is cookery, the food value of olive oil, and I have put page 96 further along in the journal, so if you did want to read it you could finish that little bit of the article. We've got my usual pretty, well, I think it's pretty, this really dainty stencil. These tabs are from My Porch Prints. The kit is, now what's the kit called? I think it's called Botanic Junk Journal. This is from the Meaning of Flowers book. Here we've got a pocket with a tag, and I've done a little band on the front there, a tiny tag and a cigarette card just slipped in there. This is from an old book from the 1800s. I've got, this is a double pocket, so this is lace over vellum, and there's a large journal card in there, and I've just put a fussy cut underneath the lace just to add a bit of colour to that page, and a little charm up there. Here we've got an envelope made from an Edith Holden page, just collaged it a little bit, some ruffle on the back, and inside there's a couple of postcards. This one is not dated but is written on, a little bit tatty, this one, and this one is I think it's 1918. It's quite hard to see the date on there, but that's to a Miss A. Simmons, Miss Alice Simmons from Edie. So those are in there. And because there's a stamp missing, I've put you a few vintage stamps just clipped onto there. In this pocket, I've just got a plain journal card from one of the Observer books, and this has got a slight sheen to it. I don't often put, I like matte items mainly, but I just thought this picture was so pretty and went so nicely here in this book that she's been included. Maybe it's Constance grown up. This is a vintage envelope. It's not a particularly interesting one. This is a little bit raised. What do you call it? Embossed. It's a halfpenny stamp, so I know that this envelope is quite old, and it looks as if it's to Dr. J.P. Linden in Sweden. And in the back of that, I've just done a simple decoupage on a vintage computer card. And in the front, I've included a vintage greetings card. It's actually a Christmas one. Again, it's slightly embossed, and it's from 1935, from Miss Keeves. So this wasn't original to this envelope, but I quite liked the way it sat in there with that willow pattern plate just showing through. So that's that. This is a straightforward journal card. This is from 1922. Here we've got a library card, again with a bit of decoupage on it, and I've used a printable from the old design shop. And this is very fragile, but again I liked the way the colours went. This is from an 1899 magazine called Pick Me Up. So this is around horse racing, and there's some interesting advertisements on the back there. This I don't think will last too long, but it would be nice in collage work if that's what you like to do. But as I say, the colours went nicely. This is some printed vellum. This is from the kit, and I've just printed that double-sided. This is a tissue. This is old sewing pattern. I've got some little lace pieces on the strings there, and a spare one here. That's my Edith Holden page. This is a glassine bag. This is in the back. And in the front, this is cut from a 1926 edition of the Flower Fairy book. I have done some collaging. It's really, I mean, it's not really collaging. It's not complicated enough for that, but it just adds a bit of interest to the backs of the tags and various pockets. Now, this was an old book I bought, a book from 1922 called Drawings in Pen and Pencil. It had been used as a library book, and this is the original pocket that was in the book from, I think, around 1979, in the library card. So that's in the front there. And then I've taken one of the plates out of the book. I've cut it down. It's quite a big book, and turned that into a journal card. And this is Lady Mary Fitzgerald, so I'm thinking that might be Constance's mother, possibly, or maybe sister, aunt, I don't know. Again, another straightforward journal card. I think this is from Marty Mays, actually. That's the other side of that ledger. Again, I've got another double pocket with a die cut and lace over vellum. Another journal card. See some purples through here. So I've used another of those computer cards and a bit of simple decoupage there. Oops, got a strand there. There we go. This is from the cigarette card album. I've done another pocket here with an extra little band on it. And in the back of this, this is a copy of a pretty invoice that I've printed onto really lightweight layout paper. And this is a genuine 1889, I think it's a solicitor's letter, I'm not quite sure. Offices of the Improvement Commissioners, Town Hall, Leek. Another of those sewing paper ruffles. Another of these file folders from the Botanical Junk Journal kit. This is a pocket with another of those dangles. Again, a digital from the old design shop. And this is page 96. It's actually 98. So you might be missing a little bit of the olive oil. Sorry, probably haven't got the other one. But there's a bit more on there. I think what interests me about these magazines is how much isn't new. I mean, you'd think that olive oil was new ish, but clearly not. This is another. So this is the flap of that envelope that I used earlier on. There's another little tiny envelope here, and we've got a tag in the back and a couple of little journal cards in the front. This again is an Artie Maze and a little embroidery that I've done in the back there. So that's Constance. She will be going into the Etsy shop. She's quite fat. She wasn't meant to be, but she turned out quite plump, well stocked. But there's quite a few things that you could take out of there if you wanted to use it purely for writing in. So thank you so much for watching once again. If you've made it to the end, thank you. And I'll see you shortly.